Hey guys, it's Gaz. Welcome to the Warframe video. So we have another week of Nightwave tips and tricks. And you thought last week was easy, guys? I think we have the easiest week so far this week. And it's so easy that you actually get two challenges done at the same time doing the same exact thing. So let's go over what we have this week. I would just like to remind you guys that I am rank 30 currently, so I won't be really grinding these as much anymore. But that doesn't change the fact that I can still give you guys pointers on what did work when I was doing these on the way up to 30. Okay, so they have changed a lot of these challenges since Nightwave has been introduced. This specific one, Earth Miner, the first weekly we have, this actually used to be it used to read just rare gems, but now it says rare gems or ore. And I personally feel like that was what the challenge was supposed to be originally, but it just was worded poorly because it was still counting if you got rare ore, apparently, when this challenge initially came out. So yeah, that's our first weekly, guys. It's called Earth Miner. So mine 6 rare gems or ore in the Plains of Eidolon. So this should not be very difficult because, yeah, it counts ore now as well. So you can go for the red veins. You can also go for the blue veins at the same time. And what I'm going to suggest here, guys, is you bring the Sun Point mining tool. And you can get this one done in one cave easily. Just go for all the veins you see in the cave. Yeah, just try to get all the little like hot spots on them so you get the maximum chances of getting the rare stuff. And this will definitely take you like 10, 15 minutes to get. Not very difficult at all. There's lots of caves on Plains of Eidolon, and the remaster looks great. So there's definitely lots of reasons to go out there right now. Should be a pretty simple challenge for you guys, since you can go for the blue or the red ones now. Alright, let's move on to the next one. Kill 30 Eximus units. So, this is what I was saying is very easy. So, there's this challenge, Eximus Eliminator, kill 30. There's also an Elite Weekly that is called Eximus Executioner, kill 100 Eximus. So, whatever method you end up going for to get these 30, you can just utilize that to get the 100 as well. Some of my go-to ways to get lots of Eximus units is, well, first I like to do Elite Sanctuary Onslaught. I think that's one of the best game modes in the game for a lot of these challenges involving death. So, the way you get Elite Sanctuary Onslaught is you complete the New Strange quest, which is a story quest. Then you go to the relay and talk to the big orange guy on the second floor, named Cephalon Samaris. After you've talked to him about Elite Sanctuary Onslaught and Sanctuary Onslaught, you'll get access to those game modes. And they're really good for leveling stuff and killing Eximus units. So yeah, if you don't want to do Elite Sanctuary Onslaught, might want to wait until there's a Eximus Stronghold sortie mission. And if you don't want to wait for that, just do like a survival mission. Plenty will appear in a survival or defense mission. You can just kill them all there. So very straightforward challenge. I'm going to recommend Elite Sanctuary Onslaught, though, if you can access that. Alright, next one. Complete 3 rescue missions. So, you have a couple options here, guys. You can either do the Aureus rescue mission on Europa, which is the fastest rescue mission in the game, by far. You can either do that, or there's another challenge for opening 3 relics this week. You could do 3 rescue fissures to get both those challenges done at the same time. But I am going to recommend Aureus on Europa because that mission takes like a minute and a half to do solo. So you can get this challenge done in like under 5 minutes if you do it quickly, guys. So, Aureus on Europa for the Rescuer bounty. Alright, moving on. Complete 3 Sabotage Missions with no caches. No caches involved. So, for a cashless speedrunning Sabotage mission, I have a couple of places I like to go for this one. So I like to go to Ares on Mars, which is the obviously the Mars Sabotage. It's basically on the planet. There's no caches involved. You get a data mass, you put it into a terminal. That terminal activates the reactor deeper into the level. You blow up the reactor after you turn it on, and that's the mission. It's over. It doesn't take very long at all. Alternatively, there is what is the Jupiter one called? Coca Beale. The Jupiter one's kind of fast, but actually Coca Beale on Europa is faster, guys. So Coca Beale is the ice planet. It's on Europa. It's the ice planet. Basically, what you do for that one is there's not even a data mass involved. You literally run to the end. You run to the reactor. You activate it and you blow it up, and that's the mission. So, Coca Beale is faster than Ares, but I just thought I'd give you guys some options so you can have some variety in there. Basically, for these 2 missions right here, the Europa planet needs a bit of a remaster because the missions are really dated and quick. So, yeah, do the Europa Rescue and the Europa Sabotage. And these challenges won't be done in like 5 minutes. Yeah, that's basically it. You could also do a Sabotage Fissure for your Relic challenge if you want to as well, but That's up to you, as I said. All right, complete 3 nightmare missions. We've had this challenge, like nightmare mission challenges, for like a few weeks now. But just to quickly remind you guys how you get nightmare missions unlocked, you basically go to a planet. So, for example, we will use Europa, which is the planet we've been talking about, these quick missions. So, right here on Ball, it has like a red marker with like a little evil swish on it. That is a nightmare mission. And the reason I have a nightmare mission on this planet is because I have completed every mission on this planet at least once. So I've completed Morax, I've completed the Arcwing missions, I've completed all that stuff on this planet at least once. That will let me get access to a special red mission on that planet once every 8 hours. And that's available on every planet in the game, guys. So, for example, on Mercury, I did the same thing. I've cleared out every mission at least once. And now Terminus is a red nightmare mission. Okay, so, yeah, we have to complete 3 of these for the weekly. So my suggestion to you is just make sure you get access to at least 1 or 2 planets worth of nightmare missions. The best option would be to clear out every mission in the game and get nightmare missions on every planet, but I'm not going to expect everyone to do that. But if you clear out plenty of planets and get nightmare missions on them, you'll have plenty of variety and you'll have plenty of options. So for example, I don't want to run this Nightmare Excavation really. I would rather run that Nightmare Sabotage on Mercury. So if I didn't have access to the Mercury nightmare missions, but I had access to the Venus ones only, I might be running an excavation right now instead of this pretty quick sabotage mission. So that's just a little bit of a pointer there, guys. I'm going to recommend that you unlock nightmare missions on plenty of planets just so you can save some time, okay? And then we are on to the last non-elite weekly. We have unlock 3 relics. It's literally called unlock relics, like the challenge. It could not be any simpler than this, guys. A relic mission, just a quick pointer to you guys. A relic mission, you click this little icon in your alert bar. It's like 2 like little crossed lightning bolts or whatever, and then these are the relic missions. You can do any of them you want. There's exterminates up, there's captures. I would probably do this capture because that's really fast. Make sure you open your relic. If you complete the mission without opening your relic, it will not count for the challenge. So yeah, just do some quick fissure missions. There's not a rescue or a sabotage up right now, so I could not do my double duty on the challenges currently, but I could wait for that for all I care. Alright, so very simple there. Maybe farm some of the new Prime stuff. Now we move on to the... You know, that wasn't the last Elite Weekly. This is the last Elite Weekly. Venus Bounty Hunter. So, that means that this is the last weekly. It's not Elite. Okay, so this is probably the longest challenge of the bunch, guys, even of the Elite ones. So, completing 8 Fortuna bounties can take you a bit of time. But there is a bit of a perk here. If you are already rank 5 with Solaris United and you have access to the heist missions, the Profit Taker heist, Stage 2 of the Profit Taker heist does count as a Fortuna bounty. And that mission takes about like 2.5 minutes usually. So you can get this one done in about 20-ish minutes if you have access to the Profit Taker Stage 2. If you don't have access to Profit Taker Stage 2, I'm going to recommend you do the low-level Fortuna bounties, or do the high-level ones if you'd rather get the rewards from the high-level ones. But basically just grind bounties. That's the only tips I can really give you here, guys, if you don't have access to the heist stuff, because the heist stuff is faster, but you do need to be rank 5 to get that stuff in the first place. Okay, so yeah, just maybe get a squad from public matchmaking or not. I know public matchmaking for open world can be kind of bad sometimes, so maybe just get like a recruiting chat team. You guys can talk it out, and maybe you'll make some friends at the end. So yeah, just run the low-level ones or the high-level ones, up to you. Actual first Elite Weekly, guys. So we actually have a return of Day Trader. So how this one works is you have to win 3 rages in a row, basically 3 waves of index without the enemy scoring once on you. So if the enemy scores, I'm going to suggest you guys just finish that round out and leave and try to redo it. But there's lots of strategies you can utilize here to do this. So the way it reads is you actually don't need to be in high index. You can do this in low risk index where the enemies are lower level and it takes less points to complete. So my suggestion for you guys is you're going to do low level index or low risk, and the team comps you're going to want a DPS. You're going to want a person that picks up the points, like a tanky frame. A Revenant's really good. Rhino's really good. Other frames like that can be good. Someone who can just not get shot is also very good. But Revenant is definitely someone that people have been using a lot more recently for Index, and that's awesome because I love Revenant. So happy he's getting a good use. So yeah, as I was saying, DPS, point picker, and then some other people just like hanging out, having some aura mods, being useful by being around. The way that I did this last time, we had 2 Duality Equinox, we had a Mesa, and we had a Titania. So you could pretty much do it with a lot of stuff, guys. If we were able to complete it with that team, there's a lot of things you can do for this. Keep in mind things like Limbo. He can freeze the enemies in time if he puts his bubble up. So another really nice thing to do for Index is to bring like a slow Nova with some enemy radar and like a lot of duration on her build, so that you can use her Molecular Prime to slow the enemies down and make it so they're literally no threat at all. And they just get one shot because they take double damage. So yeah, really good frames for this. Revenant, Nova, Mesa, Duality Equinox, Excalibur Umbra. Lots of good stuff, guys. Just make sure they don't score. If they score, like, rethink your strategy. Other frames as well, Gara, Atlas. Like, really, there's a lot of choices for this day trader, guys. But I'm going to recommend you do the low-risk index just to make it easier on yourself, okay? That's pretty much it. We got the last 2 Elite Weeklies, which are literally just to kill enemies. Kill 100 Eximus units, kill 100 or 1,500 normal enemies. So yeah, as I said, guys, Elite Sanctuary Onslaught, if you have access to that, it's going to be your go-to place for this. Because you can literally get these kills done in like probably like 4 or 5 waves of Elite Sanctuary Onslaught, which takes you about 25 minutes-ish. So really good place. Let's quickly go over the cred offerings, and I'm going to show you the Wolf Armor, guys. I got it last week, so I'm going to show you guys what it looks like. Alright, so here are the cred offerings for this week. We've got Orokin Catalyst and Reactors as usual. I have a lot of Reactors. Wow, 41 blueprints. I definitely don't need that many. I wish I had that many Catalyst blueprints. And as far as helmets go, we got the Korra helmet. I like this Korra helmet. I actually use this all the time. So definitely pick that one up if you like Korra and you have Korra. We have this... Oh, this Wukong helmet is actually sick. Yeah, I like this Wukong helmet a lot. You can actually color this to make it look like a skull, and it looks badass. I really hope Wukong gets a rework soon, but you know, I'm sure it will happen. We have a new Titania helmet. I don't know if I actually have this one. Looks pretty nice if you play Titania. We have... Ooh, okay, guys, make sure you get this Nidus helmet if you don't have the Nidus Deluxe. I use this Nidus helmet all the time. Also, when you have mutation stacks, these like finger things on the top open up, and it looks really awesome. So that's a good helmet, the Nidus Prion helmet. What else do we got? We got another Nidus helmet. This is the newest Nidus helmet. This one actually looks pretty crazy when you open it up. I might actually show that off before we end the video. That's a pretty nice one too. Choosing between the Mixini helmet and the Prion helmet might be pretty hard actually, if I had to make that choice. So lots of good helmets this week. Then we have one of the best aura mods in the game in Steel Charge. This one's pretty good. I definitely would recommend picking up this one if you don't have it. And maybe even a couple extras, because this one always sells. This is one of the easiest mods in the game to sell, in my opinion. And then also Energy Siphon. If you don't have Energy Siphon, make sure you get that one. As far as the other ones go, Rejuvenation is very nice quality of life, just to like be constantly healing. This healing also works for your teammates too, so it's like pretty fun. But overall, I don't really use this very often. And then Shield Disruption, I wouldn't even... Like, you can get this, but DE always nerfs this like when new updates come out because they forget it exists. So you might want to get this in speculation for the Jupiter remaster, but I guarantee they're just going to nerf it when Jupiter remaster comes out anyway, so maybe just don't get disappointed when it ends up coming out. And then as far as these mastery rank weapons go, they're all just mastery fodder. I wouldn't really bother with them past mastery fodder. So yeah, that's the offerings this week, guys. Let's quickly show the wolf armor on my Hildren. I kind of have like a wolf cosplay thing going on right now, so the wolf Slandana is very like, it's pretty small and it sticks out pretty far, but I think it looks good. And then we have the wolf armor set. Basically just makes you look like the wolf. My main problem with the wolf armor set is the leg armor. It actually sticks out pretty far. See, that's it right there. I'll actually like just unequip it so you can see what it looks like without it. It sticks out really far. And it doesn't work in a lot of frames. Copy main colors. And I like the default, actually. It matched pretty well. So yeah, it looks good on bulky frames like Hildren. But for example, like I had it on a smaller frame earlier and it did not look very good. I'm actually not going to show it on a smaller frame. I just want to show the Nidus helmet that are available today. So we have the Nidus Prion helmet. This is one I used to use. So see, we'll put the mutation mode on, and it opens up. It looks really cool when it opens up. I actually like how this looks. I might keep that helmet on after this. Alright, then we can unmutate to put the fingers back down, and then we'll put on the Mixini helmet. So this one gives him like a mohawk, kind of. But as you see, we click the mutation button, and watch this, guys. It's crazy when it opens up. It looks like it's out of like some horror movie. So that one's really ridiculous. I actually don't really use this one because I find it so crazy, but it is really nice. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for this week. I hope we get some cool updates coming where we have some stuff to talk about. I'm really hoping that Jupiter Remaster, the Endless mode they're adding, like really breathes new life into endgame players. And I really hope that we get more Riven mods slots, because you know what, guys? I seriously have big problems with Riven mod slots. I've had to like seriously clear up my Riven mods like a lot, and I couldn't do the sortie today until I sold a Riven. And I couldn't even sell it, so I just ended up deleting like a Sicarus Riven. It was a bad time. We need like 100 slots or more, like really. It's kind of ridiculous at this point. I really am like, I'm only keeping things I like too. It's not like I'm like holding on to a bunch of bad Rivens. So yeah, DE, please give me more Riven slots. I know you've mentioned it in the past, but yeah. Mini rant there. Hope you guys found this video helpful. It's a very easy week of Nightwave, and yeah, I hope that you guys are able to get that Umbra Forma. I should probably make an Umbra Forma build in the future, because I actually put my Umbra Forma on a Warframe. I put it on Garuda, and maybe I should give you guys some pointers on how to pick your frame for the Umbra Forma. And like maybe like what would be best for your account, because there would be better choices for me to put Umbra Forma on, but the Garuda choice was the best one for my account, I personally believe. So yeah, we'll probably do something like that in the future. But until then, guys, I will see you next time. Please like, share, subscribe, and have a nice night. Later.